Oh, mama. Well, hello, and welcome to my channel. This is probably one of my first videos that I made specifically for YouTube, so I hope you enjoy. Tomorrow, we're going out into the mountains to get a Christmas tree, and we're gonna try and do some sledding while we're out there in the snow. No snow down here at sea level, so hopefully we find some up there. Tonight, I'm gonna try something that I've never done before, and that is putting my roof basket back onto my vehicle. So I'm in the barn right now. I've got the 4Runner in the garage. I've got the Pathfinder in the garage. I gotta pull the Pathfinder out, 4Runner in, and then drop down my basket onto the roof and see if I can bolt it on with my custom made brackets that I've got for it. The basket is a Rola Vortex. It's kind of just a cheapo Amazon basket. And I custom made some L brackets out of angle iron, welded some captive nuts on those suckers and bolted them to the OEM 4Runner rails. And the basket should just bolt right on. This will be the second time I've had it bolted on, but the first time I've taken it off and then put it back on. So it should work fine, but I guess I'll take you guys along with me and see how it goes. And then the plan is to use the basket for the tree. So let's get the Pathfinder out and the 4Runner in. All right, before I pull the 4Runner in, I just wanted to give you guys a closer look here of the roof basket setup. So I've got it held up by ratchet straps. Originally, I pulled the 4Runner in here and then I just hooked it up, unbolted it, and strapped it up to the ceiling a little bit so I could get the vehicle out. That kind of gives me use of the little barn I have here without the basket getting in the way. And then I don't have to be full overland bro all the time, and I can use my vehicle just as a kind of a normal commuter. So a little close up here, see if I can get a shot without the lights blinding us. I've got tabs welded to the bottom of the basket. They're slotted. That way I have a little bit of adjustment with the 4Runner roof rails since they're not exactly parallel. The basket itself is, it's a three-piecer, so it's the Rola with the extension in the center, and I welded it into one unit. That way it's just a little bit more stable. So if you have access to a welder and you want a permanent basket like that, that's kind of a nice option that you have. I've got the awning hooked up to it. It's nice having it hooked up to the basket, and then I can just take the basket off and leave the vehicle just nice and clean looking. And then I've got my little anti-vibratory bungee device going on right there, so pretty sweet. All right, let's get the 4Runner in. All right, I think I got that in there pretty close, and then I should be able to lower the sucker down and just kind of line it up with my rails. You can see where I've got it. I've got plenty of clearance under the basket for the vehicle. One day it'd be pretty cool to have like a little electric winch set up or something up there so I can just lift it up, because the ratchet straps are kind of a pain in the butt, and I'm not exactly looking forward to figuring out how to lower these guys down evenly. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll take you guys along for the ride. Here you can see the tabs that I built. They're just a little piece of angle iron, and they bolt right onto the factory rails. I've got a bolt in the captive nut. That's the captive nut that'll engage with the basket tab that I built. The bolt is just in there to kind of keep water and stuff from getting on the threads of the nut so that it doesn't corrode as fast. Even though it's garaged, you know, I'm just trying to reduce corrosion. There's a little anti-seize on there too, just to help keep the water out. Here's my little bucket of hardware. I made these little rubber isolator thingies. Those will just go between the metal L brackets and the roof basket, kind of help keep rubbing down to a minimum and prevent any noise. And then these are the galvanized bolts that I'm using to bolt the roof basket to the vehicle. They're pretty stout, and there's 6 of them, and it's been more than enough for what I'm doing. I've got little lock nuts, or lock washers rather, and those suckers help keep tension on the bolt, and so far they haven't worked themselves off or anything, so we'll see. We'll use this guy. I'll tell you what, it's hard not to grab the basket when I'm climbing up and down since it's not bolted in. All right, so with the basket sitting on top of the vehicle, I'm gonna lift it up, stick these little rubber isolators in there in between, and then put in my hardware loosely, and then I'll go ahead and do the other side. Should be pretty easy peasy, in theory. All right, so just like that, the roof basket is mounted. Wasn't too bad. The ratchet straps actually worked pretty well, and all the bolts and everything went in just fine. So pretty much exactly how I designed it to work. Pretty slick, pretty happy. So the next thing is we were unsure if the 4Runner with the basket would fit into the house garage. It looks like the high point is actually my awning. So if my awning clears, then I think the rest of the basket should clear as well. Yeah, let's pull this sucker out. Easy peasy. Oh boy, this is fun. You can see I'm not quite folding over that little plastic air barrier yet. And on the other side, I've got these quick fists for shovels and crap. And it looks like this one cleared. I think I'm gonna make it just by the skin of my teeth. Oh, mama. All right, boys and girls. I think that is about as tall of a vehicle as I could possibly ever fit into this garage. It'd be cool if we could get a bigger garage door, but I think that's a lot of work to get that header moved and all that. But yeah, I was wondering if it would fit. So that's sweet. Part of building the quick disconnect roof basket was just in case it didn't fit, I had an option. So I could still get the 4Runner into the garage, but sweet. All right. All right, well, it worked. Now obviously I can't load up the basket or anything right now because if I put anything in it, I won't be able to get it out of the garage, but at least the vehicle will stay warm for the night, and then in the morning we can load her up and head off into the mountains. So I'll catch you tomorrow.